Hello and welcome everyone to a Sacred Symbols reading. I'm your host, Desiree Demars, and I'd like to welcome everyone to celebrate with me today a couple of things. One, the celebration of the sun, of the energy of Bel or the Beltane, the time of celebrating seed planting, creating something new, envisioning something that you are desiring to see into manifestation. And it's that time in between the solstice and the equinox where it's, that liminal time where I'm sure many of you are feeling it. It's a time where we feel the veil is thin. We're in both worlds. Time is shifting and changing. Sometimes it's slow as molasses, and other times it's flying faster than the speed of light, and we wonder where the time has gone. But as we ascend and shift into these higher frequencies in our consciousness, we are starting to have understandings, realizations, information downloads from these places through us and to us. They're coming to us through these higher frequencies into our awareness. So I'm sure anybody here listening to this knows what I'm talking about, but this is May 1st, we celebrate in many of the nature-based practices that it's a sacred time, so it's a sacred day. And just hold that symbolism in your being as you formulate an intention. And it's also a preparation. I'm asking for guidance here too, through the reading, that we will receive information that will illuminate our understanding of this next, I believe it's a full moon. Let me double check, because I know often I say things and I'm not an astrologer, but yeah, we're coming into a Scorpio full moon and a partial lunar eclipse. So I know we have already had a solar eclipse, now we have a lunar, and there's so much shifting and changing because of these eclipses, and they're overlapping as far as energetically because their influences are 5 or 6 months. So we're already being affected by one wave, and now we're being hit with another wave, and we will be integrating that into the next wave. So just allow yourself to flow with that. Remember, when we hold our intention for these readings, and I do along with you, is we follow the super simple principle of the I am principle. It's intention, and allow that intention to well up from your heart, not something necessarily that's in your head that you feel you have to have an answer to. You'll get so much more if you allow yourself to be grounded, and as we go through the invocation, allow the intention to come up from the heart. And then that's where you want to place your attention. I am, and M is for holo movement. Everything is moving. We are spiraling through space. I mean, the new physics, unified theory of physics, is just making light years leaps, right? And leaps and bounds from what we understood and grew up thinking, we were just going around in a circle here, but we're really spiraling through space, and everything is moving. If it's not moving, that's usually when we feel discomfort, when we feel stagnant, when we feel things are stuck. And so we want to honor and allow this flow of life, this flow of information to come through the symbols of the reading, because everything is a symbol. I mean, just walking around outside each day, if you are asking for insight, wisdom, or questions to your answers, your inquiries, you can find an answer like that, just wherever you're putting your attention again, as you hold this intention in your heart. So now we're doing it here together in a focused manner to really assist one another in holding a greater field of energy, and also in bringing maybe even finer points or more details into something that we weren't aware of previous to this. So I'm going to start the invocation and then do a little rattling as usual, just to help us shift even further or more deeply into that alpha state, that alpha theta, where we are receptive, intuitive on all levels and dimensions. And if I can remember the sequence later, I will, of something that I learned that I'll just share as a gift and pass on to you, and I will add in the link below, an energy process for releasing, so that you can have clarity, you can have power and strength moving forward that is not influenced by old programming, beliefs, brainwashing, whatever you want to call it, that no longer serves. So, first of all, before you start any kind of process, I encourage you to just internally and personally, with whoever it is or whatever it is you want to invoke for power and protection, and feel that power and protection. And feel that gratitude and appreciation that you have for that sensation, that awareness of protection, so that what mine is mine and what is yours, right? What is mine is mine and what is yours is yours. Yes, we are all interconnected, and yet we're all resonating, vibrating at different operating frequencies, right, at any given moment. And we just want to be clear that we have boundaries, and that your truth is your truth. And we honor the truth that each one of us walks in, right, at any given moment. So start to attune to your breath and begin to feel your tailbone sinking down, 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 down into the earth. Aware of a brilliant white light surrounding us. It is there all the time, but feel this beautiful channel of brilliant white light coming down from the heavens and anchoring you into that sensation of grounding. Grounding you to the center of the earth. And this simply brings our awareness into the toroidal field that everything is operating in, these fields of movement, these toroids, especially our ancestral, right? We have our ancestral rivers on either side of us. We have this clear channel of energy right through our central channel. And we feel this grounding there so that we can allow energy to move and then expand out. And yet we're grounded in that experience. It's not just floating up in the clouds and you're lost somewhere in it, but you're feeling the sensation of grounding, right? So visualize that toroidal field that you're sitting in. Energy is flowing in and out. The ancestors are flowing through the rivers, right? And there's an opening at the top of your head. There's a opening at the base of your spine. And this is allowing this free flowing holographic movement, right? Or holosonic. Many of us were starting to understand with frequency that there's sound that goes with it, and you might even feel sound moving through you during the reading, and just go with that since nobody can hear you, and just allow it to come through in your breath, or a sigh, or a hum, or a toning. But this holosonic movement is also what's moving through the toroidal field. And as you feel this energy move back up, this grounded energy flows up and is free to move and manifest and express itself. It activates all of the chakras so that all of our chakras are open, fully functioning, front and back, balanced and aligned. And then become aware of each chakra, the color, and the emotional vibration or frequency of that. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and white. Now infusing your field with rainbow light. And along with that, infusing you with the emotional frequencies of joy, peace, and strength. First, second, and third chakra. Joy, peace, and strength. Courage at the heart. Gratitude at the throat. Humility, the third eye. The humility, the humbleness of knowing that we are just one small speck of information, right? Of energy that's flowing amongst all, the all that is. The great mystery, and then feeling that flow up through divine love, through the top of the head that goes out into the universe, into the collective, into the superconscious field of awareness, so that all information is at our disposal. It is there to serve and to transpire, or like a transition, or inspire, an inspiration that comes in and then it goes out. So feel this inspiration flowing through you. Now all your chakras aligned, spinning rainbow light flowing out of the top of your head, grounded and anchored into the earth, acknowledging this human form that we reside in, and feeling the sensation now of an imagined golden thread, river or stream of light, this golden grid of light, the central filament, the 0 point that goes right through the heart center. And from this 0 point, we feel, sense, or acknowledge this golden grid of light that connects everything, right? That we are all connected through, to, and from. So feel your DNA being activated by this awareness, by these frequencies on this sacred day. Feel it igniting the fire within you, that thought seed, right? Planting a thought seed on this sacred day in preparation for another eclipse, right? One that will be reflected through this position of the moon. I think it's a prenumbral eclipse. With that said, now let's begin to create a sacred space for the ceremony and for the reading. And we'll do that by acknowledging all of the directions: the east, the south, the west, the north, above, below, and the middle. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. All of those directions that guide us, morning, noon, and night, on every level and dimension. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. All of the elementals: earth, air, fire, water, ether, plasma, neutrinos, and gammas, and all of those elements yet unknown to man. Come and be with us. Bring your brilliant light into this sacred circle for our ceremonial reading today on this beautiful day of Bel, or better known as Beltane, calling in Bel the sun with this wisdom and light. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. All of our guides, angels, teachers, guardians, the seen and the unseen, the known and the unknown, the magical and the mystical, come and be with us. All of those whose names we do not know, but whose blood runs through our veins. And include with that the two-legged, the four-legged, the many-legged, the winged ones, the finned ones, the creepy crawlers. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. Sit alongside our ancestors in this sacred circle. And to all of our ancestors, those who've gone before us, lived a good life, transcended, and are now here working on our behalf, along with all of the future ancestors that we are in the process of creating, the process of being and becoming, our descendants, calling them in to sit beside us, since there is no delineation of time and space here in the sacred circle. So come and be with us. Be fully present here and now, and in this expanded space, out into the room beyond the building that you're in, and out into the true essence of ancestry. All these plants, animals, beings, stone beings, I mean, even things that seem solid, they came before us. They are part of our ancestral lineage, part of our DNA. And something interesting that I ran across the other day was somebody speaking about the sensation or knowings that some of you may have had of if you had a birth where you were born and your twin was not, or maybe multiples, just that the residual DNA that was left behind when those souls left, or a soul decided not to come through and just this genetic material was left. Just acknowledging the possibility of another's DNA information there. And that could be true with anyone who's experienced a miscarriage, a partial birth, an abortion, anything where there was some kind of, a give or take of information, or maybe some left behind. And just know that we are in the process of integrating that to all parts of ourselves, all aspects, all of the DNA that is a part of our being right now. And we are receiving an activation. Let's imagine that we are receiving an activation as we sit in this place of innocence, awe and wonder, this childlike part of ourselves, and allowing this beautiful inquiry to rise up from the heart. And as that comes forward, just allow the short rattling to facilitate that, and allow the mental process that you may be sitting in right now to just expand and wash away any and all things that no longer serve you. I've made an offering of flower petals, stars, blue cornmeal, tobacco, and other plants, sacred plants from my journeys around the globe to work with native shamans in my training. And so now with this intention, the inquiry, I want you to just blow into the basket 3 times. Thank you. And here we go. All right. So take a moment to just let your eyes settle somewhere on a pattern, a particular piece. And I'm going to slide this over just a bit, just so you can see that on this way out here on the outer edge, we have Pachamama. And let me pull this toward me a little bit so I can give you a little more, another view here of kind of the outer circle here. And I believe I'm going to take a chance here. I'm going to flip this. I believe this is how you would be seeing it. Yeah, if you were sitting across from me. And that being, this would be my perspective from here, but yours would be down here. Okay. So what do we see first? I think it's fascinating that right in the central diamond here, we have the inquiry, and it's in the diamond, but it's facing out. It's looking at this outer circle here, which is interesting because I can't quite get the whole thing in because of where my camera is sitting. So hold on. I'm gonna see if I can do this gracefully. I'm scooching this back. There we go. Can I get that? So that's you. Here is the area that's closest to me. And we have Buffalo right here. What's more important, I think, is to first see what's coming right out of the intention, right? What are this inquiry, the question that you're holding? And we have the crown chakra. We have Buddha here with his third eye activated. So it's something about insight, and underneath it all is the cutting away or releasing. So if you feel like you are just still letting go like crazy, and there's more and more to let go of, well, that's probably true. And some of it, it's so interesting. It probably relates to your home in some way, but I'm going to ask you or invite you to think about home as something much bigger, like home, like your here, right here, like your where you came from, right? The source from where you came, the star that you are, this work in the world, the home. Earth is like just, we're here on Earth in this human form to experience things, and yet we're releasing the process that we're all in. And I think just even the natural process of living and then moving toward a death or a rebirth is that, we're looking at where is our true home. And true home is in this community of light, right? Our star nations, this light of a star, the star that you are. And that's truly where your power is, right? And this is where your vision lies. This is what I can't show you right here, but I'm going to scoot actually the cloth. Here we go. So yeah, that makes sense. That's easier to do. Yeah, because here we are, the star that you are, and what's surrounding that, the container for this is really, this is your third chakra where all your power is. I'm hoping this is not in the way. I don't know if I want to get rid of this, but hopefully it doesn't show up. So the star that you are, the vision, the power. So just have gratitude for this vision that's unfolding within you, that is reconnecting you to the star that you are, the soul family, the star family, right? Your star nations. We are cosmic beings. This is what we're really coming into a remembering of, is the fact that we are cosmic citizens. We are creators. We've created this. We're creating everything. And so that's why everything is connected and is a part of us, the dark and the light. There really is no separation. there can be clarity about where you're operating from or how you're choosing to hold that in kind of a state of neutral or if it's charged. But here we have, in this interesting V here that comes out of the inquiry, we've got, we are provided for. This is Buffalo. You have your mother, which is fascinating. We have mother, a child, and a young adult on your mother's side. So just tune into that for a moment. Think of mother, a child, a young adult. And that could represent someone you actually know in those positions in your family lineage, or it could be those aspects of you, the child, the inner child, the young adult. Notice if there's anything activated there recently, or maybe just even activated from the reading. But we have the sun on top of that. So there's something here about our identity and also the sun. I would be remiss to not say that, we are feeling these incredible effects of the sun right now. And the light of the shift in light quality that we're feeling with our planet going through the photon belt. So just know those are players in this. And a big piece of the wisdom, we have an ancient one, a female, the maternal ancient ones, and the maternal female ancient ones on your mother's side, father's side, paternal and maternal. It's like they're supporting us in a rebirth, like a rebirth, a soul remembering. And what was once locked is now being opened and remembered, right? This is, we're experiencing a remembering on a soul level. And yeah, this is what this transformation is all about, into a repowering of the divine feminine, of the, having gratitude and appreciation for the abundance that the divine feminine provides us on this earth plane. We have a lot of influence by Uranus right now, and so partner with that, co-create with that, because rather than resist it, it's something that's coming in sudden bursts, sudden and unexpected, electrically charged. And and know that it's like, here we have the 5, this starfish on a copper coin that represents Mars. So, in order to facilitate this movement forward and this healing of the second chakra, right, there's some kind of, connection to mother, second chakra, our birth. This is why I think this is showing up. We're having a rebirth. We are reconnecting to our understanding of water, our emotions, how the other influences and affects us. And here we are over here, which is kind of interesting that we're like behind on this next point of the diamond, right? We're over here, we're face down. This is a deep internal experience, but isn't this fascinating? Let me see if I can get this in here all together so you can see it. Directly opposite, we've got the 2 and the 2, which I think is really amazing. No accidents. So, here, this transfiguration, this large bone is about a greater transfiguration that is happening. So maybe some of it isn't even seen. It's more on the etheric or energetic field. And then here we are going through that same transformation. It's like we're mirroring this huge transformation that's going on in Gaia, And underneath us, we have the wish token. So again, the star that we are, make a wish about, this is your work in the world. It's actually an elk horn tip of the tip of the horn of the elk, and it's laying right beside, just mirroring that beautiful shape that you are and your feet, it's resting at the feet. So it's like community. Again, it's like your foundation rests in this beautiful community of other star beings, star seeds, whatever you want to call yourself, or the star family that you're a part of. And again, this is fascinating. Here's our spiritual evolution, and it's on its edge. I've said this many times in readings. It's like there are actually three sides to a coin, right? The front, the back, and the edge. And the edge is where the power is because you can see both sides. And that's a fascinating configuration. Right next to that idea is the great mystery, the balanced mind, the shaman community, right? This elk, another chunk of elkhorn, this community that's provides, right? So stay connected to community, right? And acknowledge, be in a state of gratitude. And here is Father. So how fascinating. We've got the two, and we've got Mother, we've got a two, and we've got Father. So we've got Mother, Father, kind of finding this new balance, right? This open stream of information that's here on one side, here on the other. That is fascinating. We've got almost a yin and yang going on here. I love it. So trust your emotions, or trust what kind of emotions are being stirred up from the other or through another. And pay attention, because this, underneath those emotions, is the passion, is that spark I was talking about earlier. And this is a young child, this childlike part of yourself, but on your father's lineage, if you want to look at an ancestor, or it may be you, that childlike part of yourself, that masculine aspect of yourself that's playful, full of wonder, full of magic, right? Full of unlimited possibilities. And here's your throat chakra. So, allow this soul retrieval, or the soul remembering, to guide you in reaching out, or reaching forward toward this experience of truth, love, and beauty. This is Venus. So inside, within all of that is truth, love, and beauty. And I think that's what we're all seeking, right? Venus really reflects that. And so here she is inside of the deep emotions that live within us. The beauty of Venus, right? Here at this point, another key point in the diamond, right? Crown chakra downloads are coming through. Let them in. Just allow, and be receptive. And it may not be, some people are getting light language. Some people are getting tons of dreams, images, information they don't quite understand yet. But it's just about the allowing and knowing that now that you've opened that door to accepting it, it's there. It's there for you to access at any other time you would like. And as we move then across another to the next point of the diamond, we've got definitely DNA. This is like, look at this reading, even if you look at it actively, we can see that our DNA is being supercharged, activated. It's so beautiful that at the beginning we called in our power and our protection. We have dragon's blood here for protection. So calling that in each day is really important, right? It has something, it's here is what's going on here. This is about ceremony. So there's something really important about ceremony. This is a key point. So having, as simple as they may be, they don't have to be complicated, is ceremony. I mean, ceremony can be sitting and having your morning cup of tea and journaling. It could be, having your cup of coffee and just listening to the birds, whatever it is. It could be that simple, just being in a state of peace and allowing, right, the divine to flow through you, or acknowledging that it indeed does. And we have close by this idea of calling in what it is you want, rattle. And we have an ancestor with the key to the lock. So that's interesting. This is um, grandfather on your mother's side, and resting on grandfather is Mercury. How interesting. So think about your grandfather on your mother's side and notice if you're aware of any kind of communication from him, or it could have been something he said in while he was living, or currently if he's alive, or something that he's trying to say across the veil. That's a possibility too. So there's an open channel of communication, and all you have to do is ask for this wisdom of grandfather, because that's a key piece to this shift in frequency that's happening, right? It's part of it is holding the key to what is kind of stuck or locked, unavailable around the issues or energies of your maternal lineage, especially your mother and children. So that's interesting. Take a look at that, reflect on that. And that's exactly what this is saying here. We say just reflection. It's take time for reflection, and know that just staying in innocence and wonder about it, ask questions. This is also what rattle can mean. You know, we're calling in, we're asking questions, we're asking for information, we're asking for a communication line or process to open. And so if you feel like you're at a fork in the road, just know this is like these higher angelic forces that are surrounding us at all times are really here to guide us along on the path right now. This spiraling energy of our spiritual journey is sacred, right? It could be as simple as just acknowledging the sacred in all things, acknowledging the sacred around you, acknowledging the sacredness of your body, right? The intelligence of your physical body to heal itself, to put you in the right place at the right time. And, you know, that is what's happening in this incredible transfiguration. This transfiguration is actually a Plutonian experience that we're all having. It's not just happening to some of us. It's happening to all of us. And each of us is experiencing in our own way, in the perfect way, in the perfect order. This is our superconscious awareness of this expanded state of reality. It's all happening in the perfect way, in the perfect order. Yeah, beautiful. So I think that actually covered the key points of the reading. I'm just glancing over, and you can do the same. Glance around and just see if something else still pops for you. And I'm going to shift it this way so you can see what's closest to me. You know, that crown chakra, or that space above the crown, is wide open, expanded, and so is Pachamama. In fact, Pachamama is really here. We have the great ones on our maternal lineage, the grandfather on your father's side, grandmother on your mother's side, maternal grandmother, paternal grandfather. So beautiful. They're here at this blueprint, you know, just showing us that in the blueprint and this relationship to Pachamama or to Gaia, you know, how we are all playing a part of this unfolding, of being a part of what is not yet created. That's what this little piece is right next to the inquiry is. It could be a child that was lost, or a child that didn't live to its full life, but it can also be something that has not yet been created. And we have drum right on top of it. This seems really important. We have power animals, we have drum, we have this protection Yeah, just know that the heart is being protected and guided, right? Protected and guided by these higher beings, or these expanded aspects of vision, right? Of seeing things from a clear perspective, right? To look outward, to look into the future, right? And here, oh, this is beautiful because here we have horse pretty much right on top of the collective. We have frog on his side, seeing both sides of the story, right? This idea of provision. So there's plenty for all. We are all provided for at every moment and in whatever way we need. And then we have horse, though, here, kind of like his butt up against the back of eagle condor. That's fascinating. I've never seen that before, but it's like here is horse, like saying, you know, looking back somehow, looking back into the third eye here to this idea of um, Uranus, that sudden and unexpected change or shift. So there was something in the past that propelled us to now look forward, and this pointer is pointing out into, who knows, the future, right? The future, the greater field, of all that is. And then I'd like to just slide this up and point out that closest to you is this small piece. It's a small spiral shell turned on upside down, and it represents medicine. Like you are your own medicine, or you can create the medicine that you need, or there is a medicine that's out there. If you're looking at a health issue, or maybe spiritual, mental, emotional, it's more energetic. That's where I say, like, be your own medicine, right? Like you are, it's within you. And it's without you, it's outside of you, and it's all there for the taking. It's a part of this greater experience, the greater spiral that's here. So I hope that informed you in a beautiful way today on some level, to give you some insight about these times that we are living in right now, that we're experiencing Beltane, and we're also experiencing a preparation, or we may even be feeling it already, is a sensation or a knowing of something happening right out in the ethers, that this eclipse is bringing forth, right? This lunar eclipse, because it's something deep. I'll just say my hit about the eclipse is, it's no accident that this was at the one of the top pieces, right? The emotions. Scorpio is the watery emotional depths within us, right? We may be feeling some aspects of this eclipse is nudging us, inviting us, forcing us, pushing us, propelling us toward looking at the emotional impact of different aspects of our life, or looking at our emotions. So either way, and that might be something you want to explore a little bit more yourself, is what this Scorpio energy is, how it's influencing all of us, what its symbolism is. And you might find deeper layers or even deeper, like more deep. How could I say it? Even deeper, even more depth to, giving more depth to what is really happening here and how you're interacting with the world, with the cosmos, with these greater influence, and even on the smallest scale. These tiny little nudges, these little breadcrumbs that you're going to be getting, or that you may have received in the reading. I often look at it that way, that I've received another breadcrumb and it's led me to another person, another experience, or some kind of information that I need to pay attention to. So, with that said, I thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I haven't really gotten around to the educational recordings. I tried one day and it just didn't feel adequate. It didn't really feel like that was the direction that I wanted to go, the information that I wanted to share about understanding the symbols on a deeper level. So I have to dig a little deeper myself. Maybe this eclipse and yeah, and this moon, this Scorpio energy. I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart, and yeah, I'm sensing that it's a good thing. It's stirring things up. It's like we've planted these seeds of light into the cauldron, like this new level of DNA activation is happening. It's spiraling. We are spiraling through the cosmos. And this liquid light is expanding outward now, right? Into new territories, new places we have never been. So we're on a journey to discover and uncover things about ourselves and others and this world that we live in and where we came from, where we truly came from, the star that we are, our star nations. So just taking that in, feeling gratitude and appreciation for all that was received, so that all that was received will also spill forward just energetically without us having to do anything, with ease and grace into the field for all those we come in contact with, so that they may benefit too, so that they may evolve, get the breadcrumb, get the aha, right? So just feel the joy in that childlike wonder and awe that is contagious, that gives permission to the other to find that joy within their heart to open up, right? To guide the way, to shine that brilliant primal light. In full faith, so be it. Oh. Thank you for joining me, everyone.